guys, good morning. We are going to talk about the different type of materials used in the construction and reparation of boats. But to understand those materials, we need to make a reference to the periodic table because the periodic table is the fundamental to understand the classification of the materials used in this business, in the construction of boats. Let me tell to you something. When I visit a boat, when I make an inspection in boats, always I found that the people use improper materials. The people use non-authorized materials. The people use Home Depot materials. Yeah, it's very common. The fittings, Home Depot fittings. Home Depot. And Home Depot is good for residential application, for home, for construction. It's good. It's excellent. It's the best. But in some cases for marine, no. In marine application, you need to be 100%, 200%, 300% sure that that metal, that alloy is marine grade. If not, you can sink the boat. You can destroy the boat. It's too simple. No winter. In a weekend, a bad material with a small current passing through the metal accelerate the corrosion, and suddenly the metal is perforated and the water enters. It's catastrophic, my friend. I have hundreds of examples. Later in the course of corrosion, we are going to study with more details the materials, the metals, and the marine alloys. But today is a brief explanation, short explanation, only to understand how important is the selection of the metals and the alloys, especially the hardware, the bolts, the screws, when you repair boats. No, I have, in my home, I have a lot of screws and bolts. No, let those bolts in your home. Those bolts are residential. Are the bolts of your father? Yes. Okay, let over there. Don't use here in your boat because you can destroy the boat. Yeah, be careful with that. And today we are going to try to understand what is the meaning of that and why some materials, some metals are not allowed in the marine industry. Lose stupid because the people say, no, I am going to use aluminum. No, all the aluminum alloys are good. No, I am going to use copper. Copper is not corroded. Yes, it's corroded. There are copper alloys not allowed in marine industry because the salt water and the oxygen attack easily those alloys. Oh, I have stainless steel. Use it in the hospital. That's perfect. That's perfect for the hospital, not here in the boat. You need to be careful. Not all the stainless steels are good. Not all the copper alloys are good. Not all the aluminum alloys are good. Are special marine grade alloys. You are familiarized with that term. The people say, oh, this metal is marine grade. Marine grade is superior. It's an special alloy specific for marine application, for boats, for yachts. Okay? All right. We are going to try to understand with a short explanation the periodic table and why the elements are organized in those groups, in those sections. Okay. What is the minimum part of the mother? The smallest, the atoms. And how is the construction of the atoms? The atoms in the middle, they have the nucleus, no? And around the nucleus, orbits, exactly the same like the solar system with the planets. The nucleus in the middle, and the planets around the nucleus. The atoms are composed for three elements: protons, neutrons, and electrons. The electrons are the negative charge. The protons, the positives. And neutrons? Neutral. What is the function of neutrons?
For balance.
Wait. Keep the balance and wait. But the balance is protons and neutrons. Each atom is in balance. What is the meaning of that? The nucleus is composed by protons and neutrons, and the orbits with electrons. Look at this. If I have 7 electrons in the orbits, how many protons I have in the nucleus? 7. Because each atom is in balance. Oh, doesn't matter if I have the 7 electrons in 4 orbits, in 3 orbits, in 2 orbits. This is not a problem. I have 7. And 7 protons in the nucleus. Oh, how many neutrons you have? The neutrons, in some cases, is a lot of neutrons. That material is heavy, lead. In some cases, a low amount of neutrons. That element is light. It's not heavy, it's light. Yeah? This is the atom. All the atoms are in balance. One orbit that is critical in the atom is the last orbit. The last orbit. The amount of electrons in the last orbit determine where will be located the atom, the element in the periodic table. Look at this. All the elements with 1 electron in the last orbit are located in group number 1. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. In group number 1, they have how many electrons in the last orbit? 1. The amount of electrons in the orbit, or the amount of protons in the nucleus, because they are the same, this is the atomic number. For example, lithium, the atomic number is 1. How many electrons in total have 1? And how many protons? 1. Let me check potassium. 19. 19 electrons in the orbits and 19 protons in the nucleus. Excuse me. Potassium in the last orbit, how many electrons have? 1. And the other 18 in previous orbits. You understand? Oh, let me check francium. Francium. What is the atomic number? 87. What is the meaning of that? 87 electrons in total, or 87 protons in the nucleus. How many electrons in the last orbit francium? 1. And the other 86 electrons in previous orbits. It's difficult, the concept now. This is the atomic number. There are 8 principal groups. Group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How many electrons have those elements in the orbit in the group number 8? How many electrons in the last orbit? 8. You remember in your school, in your high school, what is the name of that group?
Noble gases.
Noble gases. Noble. Why noble?
They're stable.
Because it's stable. That group is completely stable. What is the meaning of stable?
It won't lose electrons.
No react. No react. No react. Because the maximum amount of electrons in the last orbit is 8. One element is considered stable when the element complete 8 electrons in the last orbit, or 0. 0 or 8. Nice, no? Excuse me. What about those elements in the group number 7? Fluorine, chlorine. What about that group? How many electrons in the last orbit? 7. They need one more to be
Stable.
stable. Nice. Let me check the group number 2. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. That group, how many electrons in the last orbit? 2. They need to be stable?
6 more.
6 more. The element located here in that blue section, they are called transition metals. Okay. Let me explain something. Now it's clear that the elements are organized in the periodic table according with the amount of electron in the last orbit. 1 electron in the last orbit, 2 electrons in the last orbit, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and according with the amount of orbits. Pay attention. 1 orbit, 2 orbits, 3 orbits, 4 orbits, 5, 6, 7 orbits. Hydrogen, how many electrons have hydrogen in total? Only 1 orbit. Lithium, how many electrons in the last orbit? 1. In total?
2 orbits.
3. 1 in the last and 2 in the previous one. 2 orbits. You understand? Orbits, horizontal, and electrons in the last orbit in the verticals, in the group. Good? Okay, pay attention. We are going to make a division. You see that division on the orange? You see that division? That the metals over there are, the elements over there are non-metals, and the element below the division are metals. And the orange elements are metalloids. They work in some cases like metals or non-metals. Those orange are metalloids. Metals, non-metals. Good? Non-metals, no metallic, or metallic. Those elements, all of them are metallic, except one that is located here but should be here. Hydrogen should be located here. For that reason, the color is green. Should be a non-metal. But it's located here because the structure with 1 electron in the last orbit is for that group. Good? Okay, look at this. How many electrons in the last orbit have oxygen? Oxygen, 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 oxygen. Group number? 6. 6 electrons in the last orbit. How many electrons need oxygen to be stable? 2. Pay attention. The elements with more electrons in the last orbit, they have more energy. The elements with 1 electron or 2 electrons in the last orbit, they have low energy. The elements here, they have low level of energy. The name of that energy is electronegativity. The elements with 6, 7 electrons in the last orbit, they have more energy to administrate those 6 kids outside. The element with 5, 6, 7, they have more energy. They try to get the extra electron or 2 electrons easily from other elements with low energy. No? Let me explain something. You remember what is the formula for the salt that you use to prepare food?
a.c.r.
Na and Cl. Chlorine. Chlorine. How many electrons have chlorine in the last orbit? 7. 7, 7. How many electrons have sodium in the last orbit?
1.
What element in between sodium and chlorine have more energy? Chlorine. Chlorine have more, no? What element suction the electron? That one donate this to this. This one complete in the last orbit. 0. And this one? 8. And the molecule is? Stable. Bingo. This is a perfect stable molecule. That molecule react. The salt react. The salt explode because it's stable. You can separate easily the chlorine and the sodium? No, it's not easy. You can with an special process, but it's not easy because the molecule is stable. Pay attention. The elements with low level of energy, they normally donate the electrons, release the electrons. And the element with high level of energy absorb. It's like can you imagine a discussion in between Mike Tyson and me? And Mike Tyson remove my money, my wife, everything in 2 seconds. And I release everything. No, because I have low energy in comparison with that guy. That's clear, my friends? Those guys with high energy, they catch electrons easily. And those elements with low level of energy release electrons. This is a perfect example. Give me another perfect example of a stable molecule. Water. Let me check water. What is the formula for water?
H2O.
H2O. No? Okay. I have oxygen, and I have hydrogen, and I have hydrogen. How many oxygens, electron in oxygen? Excuse me?
6.
6 in the last orbit. How many electron hydrogen? What element have more energy in between oxygen and hydrogen? Oxygen attract, and hydrogen release. Okay, hydrogen release 1, hydrogen release 1, this one complete 8, 0 and 0. Perfect molecule, perfect, stable. Water react?
No.
Water explode? No. Water is stable. Nice, no? The element with more electronegativity absorb. The elements with low electronegativity. In this periodic table, the elements located in this corner have the highest electronegativity. And the elements located in this bottom corner, they have the lowest electronegativity, the lowest level of energy. Fluorine, chlorine, they have the higher level of electronegativity, and those elements here, the low level of electronegativity. If you check here in the periodic table, the element with high level of electronegativity is fluorine with 4.0. I think that is 4.0 millivolts, something like this. Oxygen 3.5, chlorine 3.5, 3.0. Look at this, francium, the lowest energy element. How much? 0.7. And those elements 0.8, 0.9, 0.7, low level. Those elements in general are too low, you see? And those elements here in that corner, especially this, and this, they have the high energy, the high electronegativity. Pay attention, my friend. What is the meaning of that? What is the element, the most abundant element in the environment? Oxygen. Oxygen. You have oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. Oxygen, how many electrons in the last orbit?
6.
6. Need?
2 more.
For that reason, oxygen attack everything, oxidize everything. Is the highest corrosive element in the environment. Also fluorine and chlorine. You know what happened with the pickup truck of the guys dedicated to clean pools with chlorine? Corrosion. You know what happened with your clothes? When you introduce your clothes in the pool, the color disappears. Chlorine. And fluorine, catastrophic. Fluorine, later I am going to explain, destroy the environment. Fluorine.
Did they put that in water?
No, it's in sprays.
Oh.
When you have
Aerosol
canisters,
case. Oh, okay.
in aerosols, you have a lot of fluorine. For that reason, the people in the rest of the world say, please don't use more aerosols, no more, because you destroy the environment. What is the element in the environment that is ready to corrode, to attack, to oxidize the rest?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. For that reason, the word oxidation is the attack of oxygen to any other element. The people say, okay, the process of oxidation occurs only in metals. No, my friends. We are going to demonstrate with Danny that you can oxidize fiberglass. You can. Rubber,
Plastic.
wood, yes. Oxygen attack everything, not only metals. It's more popular, it's more evident in metals, no? But we have a lot of examples of both oxidized or fiberglass completely delaminated because the oxidation.